As two girls trying to remove his diapers, they awaken Zachary. Ladies, let us not play now, we have one last day to prepare. He got up and realized that he should have let the girls change him, as he was quite a mess. Laying back down, he relented. The two ladies changed him, but did not bring him off. Getting up now in clean dry diapers, he said, "Come." He walked into the kitchen and had each grab a bag of the iron silver filings. He led them out to the patio where they had seen the first summoning. He entered the ring and next on one side to the altar. He had the two ladies knee on the other side. He took out the dark purple shroud given him by the priest. He slowly unveiled it. The object looked to them like a microphone, with spikes on the outside. This is a holy water sprinkler. It is said to have been used to dispel demons in its country of origin, in the hand of St. Michael, so it is said. It will now again be used, but by the three of us. At dawn tomorrow the battle begins. He set the item on the stone, and began his chant. Soon the glow had encased them. Finally he took each girl by the hand. "From three we are to be one in battle, our strength will increase and I give you my powers as well. Then you will each control a circle." He set his arthame on the altar, it glowed then grew into 3 separate blades. He gave a blade to each lady. "Recite the inscription on the side to draw the ring, but remember you cannot leave the ring. If you do, death would be the best thing for you. If you are lucky. Well now my maidens fair." The glow faded. We ride. Gathering up their packs, diapers, swords, clean clothes, food and other needed items, they mounted the horses. "Hya!" he cried. They traveled about a mile further into the hill surrounding Zachary's house. "I own all this, so don't worry, we're not trespassing." They soon came to a large pile of rocks. "Whoa!" he shouted, pulling back hard on the reins. This was the entrance, destroyed by fools. "We'll leave the horses here." He dismounted and took up his pack. He took the reins of Nightmare, and let the two ladies dismount. "The sun is fading, but we should have time to reach the back." The three hiked into the woods, for what seemed like miles upon miles of uphill rocks and crevasses. Just before dusk had completely overtaken the sky, they came to a large flat area of stones. "One of these is the entrance, the dawn's light will reveal which one." The three set up camp. "Okay, Zachary, how will we use the power we now share in battle?" Vicky asked. "How will we able to subdue a creature not of this world? We're just normal girls, right?" Cindy inquired. "You are far from normal, you're both virgins for one." "Cindy, you are of the blood of my kin." "Vicky, you represent the outside help, you have the most power over this beast, because you are not involved in the blood feud. Your powers will flow naturally like your life's breath, it will be instinctual. I will cast Cindy, you will intensity, Victoria, you will be the mediator. Together, if we are strong of heart and conviction, we will win." Zachary lay down. "We're changed and I know I am tired, so sleep, dawn comes early." The 21st of September 1999. Zachary awakened before the dawn, changed and rekindled the fire. He opened his pack and unrolled the robes he'd been holding for years. Placing them over his head, he wrapped the belt around, so it held without being tied. He draped the component pouches, and went to awaken the girls. Vicky awoke first. She had to admit she did not expect to see Zachary over her in black and silver robes, his head hidden in the depths of the cowl. "I'm sorry if I frightened you, it's a cool fall morning, with a vile wind coming in, we may not see the sun, then all will be left in limbo until the spring." Cindy awoke next. "What an ominous-looking sky," she commented, looking to the west. "Do you think we will see the sun so we can find the entrance?" "I'll summon the wind," Zachary said as he spread his arms and began a silent chant. He drew with right arm from the east and pointed it west. As he did, a breeze started to build up around the trio. Soon the breeze had built into a gale force, howling. The clouds split and a shaft of sunlight struck and warmed the ground. The two girls watched as the area grew and they recognized a natural hinge in the rock. "There's the doorway," Zachary spoke. "Ladies, push the stone." The two ladies pushed on one side of the stone and soon a passage opened. Zachary followed the two girls down, through the narrow dark stone passage. The passage widened as they walked deeper and deeper into the rocks. Soon they found themselves in a large vaulted chamber. The ceiling must have been at least 20 feet high, the rest of the chamber was round and over 70 feet in diameter. Zachary walked into the center. He picked up a stick from the dirt in the floor. The two girls got closer and noticed that this was not a stick but an ivory wand with silver caps over each end. It's probably left from some old Sabbath. It was used to draw the circle where the demon would arise. Judging by where it was found, its user crossed the line of his own circle, and became demon bait. Well ladies, let's mark where the 3 rings will stand till the battle can begin at dusk. Zachary walked out from what he believed was the original containment circle for the demon. From there he paced from the 12 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 4 o'clock positioning. Cindy, you will take the 8 o'clock, Vicky, you get the 4 o'clock. The casting will be done counterclockwise. They spent most of the day preparing, and fasting, as Zachary said, to purify the body and the soul. This actually helped avoid messy diaper changes, but it was what's specified in the 3 spell books and the mage's own Gilmore. As they finished the preparation, Zachary asked the ladies to come to him. Ladies, now is the time for the calling, get undressed and put these on. He handed each lady a white and gold robe. The robes, like his, had not seams. They were soft and seemed to be made of silk. He taught them how to tie the waist and where the items they would need would be hidden. As the 3 finished, Zachary noticed a small stream of light signaling that setting sun. To the circle's children, the battle will soon begin. Zachary took out his own wand and drew the containment rings and the junctures to the other rings. Then each walked to their circle. Whatever you see of you, do not leave the circle, within it you are protected. Demons have the power to tempt, but if you disbelieve them, the illusion fades. Steel yourselves, for if we fail, there will be hell to face. In the literal sense. Zachary stood and spoke the first words, Adam, Te, Dajaram, Amtet, Algar, Algasna. He then drew his Arthame and drew his ring. The 2 ladies followed. Soon the 3 were encased in rings of magic. As they spread the metal filings, the glow intensified. Aste menita akalgi neta tenet, ist namenus et deus, I summon thee, Melteroth, bastard of Ashtaroth. Sangli, Tobar, Viratorum, tena Baltazosum. Soon flames shot forth from the earth, filling the central containment ring. Flames filled the juncture line, then approached their circles but stopped short. A great stench began to pervade within the chamber, and soon, with a sudden flash of eerie green light, there stood the beast. It looked at the girls and then turned its attention to Zachary. So mage, the beast mocked him, you dare to summon me? Does the fool so avidly seek death? I see you've trained the children, they will be of little help. Flee now and wait till our legions enter your world. If you are that confident that you will win, please try. Exit the ring of flames and enter mine or the maiden's fair rings. Melteroth stood upon its hind legs and began to laugh. The cavern reverberated with his voice as he grew to reach the ceiling. You cannot stop me. The beast pointed a clawed hand toward Victoria. Soon the vision of her mother appeared. No. She shouted, you can't be here, you're dead. She closed her eyes and concentrated. Soon the vision faded. So you were saying, Fulroth, the children will be of little help. One has defeated your illusions. What's next, sleight of hand? Zachary mocked the demon. Looking over at Vicky, he smiled. Next the breast turned his attention to Cynthia. A beam of eerie flame emanated from its other clawed hand and headed towards her. She began to say in a silent chant. The flames stopped short and circled around the chamber until they struck the ceiling, dropping a stalagmite upon the beast. All went silent. Then in rage and anger the beast flung the stone at Zachary. He fell flat to the floor and the stone struck the wall behind him. This caused several stones to fall and strike Vicky. "No!" Zachary shouted. He leapt to his feet and began to say a long whispery chant. The glow around his ring grew. Suddenly he loosed a wild blast energy that stuck the beast in the chest. The creature screamed in agony. Cindy joined in the fray, using the power Zachary had given her to strike. Out of the blue, Vicky fired a shot from the black powder pistol. The anointed silver bullet struck the beast in the back. It screamed in rage and agony. From its arm jetted a set of claws that struck both the girls, pinning them to the floor. Next, the beast turned its attention on Zachary. "Now, bastard, you will die in a most unpleasant way." Zachary reached around to his belt and grabbed the holy water sprinkler. Pushing a button in the handle, 4 vials of holy water sprung out, striking the beast. Zachary then shouted, "Ist nomine Deus, I cast you out in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit." He flung the now glowing holy water sprinkler at the beast, striking it in the forehead. The beast roared as a pure white glow began to envelop it. Suddenly a shaft of blinding white split it in half as the beast exploded into a reeking pile of fetid flesh. Zachary fell to the floor exhausted. The 2 girls watched from their magic circles as they suddenly felt the floor beneath them begin to shake. The quaking earth unpinned them from the ground. Soon the rumbling built and the floor beneath the beasts remained split and the earth itself swallowed them up. When all was silent, Zachary staggered to his feet. All 3 of them were soaked, messy and a bit battered and bloody, but none though they worse for wear considering their ordeal. The 22nd of September 1999. "Hello. Victoria, Cynthia, Zachary, is anyone down there?" a voice called. "Down here," cried Vicky. Soon Commander Henderson, and the search and rescue group from the Coast Guard Station, and the Sheriff Department, entered from the opposite passage. "We felt the earthquake and got concerned when the horses returned to town," Rider Les, William said. Zachary walked over to where the demon had been and picked up the holy water sprinkler. "Well, we were down here the whole time. May I ask how you go in through that entrance?" "The earthquake opened it back up," the commander added. "Zachary saved us all," Vicky added. "The demon is banished forever." "Right, Zachary." "You're right, now let us leave this moldy, stinking cavern," Zachary commented. They followed the rescuers out of the cavern, where they were met by a large contingent of townspeople, who had come out to see the rescue. Zachary boarded the rescue vehicle with Vicky cuddling to his side, Cindy on the other. They were driven back to town. Susan Macbeth, Cindy's grandmother, next met them. "The curse is over," Zachary spoke, as he hugged his great-aunt. "Finally," she whispered back. The entire group headed to Cindy's parents' home. As Zachary tried to enter, he suddenly collapsed. Vicky quickly ran to his aid. "Zachary," she cradled him in her arms, "what's wrong?" Zachary reached over and raised his arms slightly. The side of his robe appeared darker and was covered with a warm, sticky substance. "He's bleeding," she shouted, "he's bleeding," as her white robe was being covered by the blood oozing for the torn stitches in his side. "Medics, on the double," Vicky's father shouted, as 2 of his air evac medics charged to his aid. Vicky rocked him. "You can't leave me, not after this." Her tears coursed down her cheeks. Cindy pulled her friend away and hugged her as Zachary was taken to an awaiting chopper. "It will be okay, the curse is over," Cindy told her. Vicky's father walked over to his daughter and her friend. The 3 stood and watched as the dolphin lifted off, heading to Portland. After it had gone, her father spoke, "If you 2 girls get changed, we can meet him in Portland." The 2 girls looked at him as if he spoke a different language. "Come on, let's get you 2 out those the robes, dirty diapers, and into some normal clothes, and we can be off." The 2 wandered like zombie into Cindy's bedroom and changed each other. Cindy let Vicky borrow some of her clothes. They were almost the same size, with Cindy being a bit smaller on top. After they changed, Cindy spoke. "He's going to be all right. He's the hero, and heroes are supposed to vanquish the evil and live happily ever after. This isn't a fairy tale, Cindy, but I don't think he's gonna die either," Vicky trailed off. "I just have a feeling." "Come on, you 2, Vicky's father shouted from downstairs. "Hurry up, ladies, we'll be leaving in a minute," Edna said, so let's go. The girls hurried down the stair and climbed into the back of Vicky's father's Land Rover, and they headed for Portland. It was an unusual trip, at least by the parents' standards. The girls said very little, and spent most of their time looking out the windows. Finally, after an hour's drive, they were in Portland and headed to the University Hospital. There the two girls ran up to the information desk and asked what room Zachary McLeod was in. The women asked, "Do you know when he was admitted?" She looked on the computer screen. "Wait, he was released about a week ago." "We know that, but he was brought in again today," Cindy said. "He should have just been brought in by a Coast Guard chopper," Vicky added. "Oh, the earthquake victim, he's in surgery." "Are you family?" Vicky said, "Yes, he's my fiancé." His father gave her a questioning look. Cindy smiled and said, "He's my cousin." "The family waiting is on the 3rd floor, room 325, the clerk added. "Take that elevator to the 3rd floor and follow the signs." When they entered the family waiting area, Vicky asked the clerk about Zachary. "How long has he been in surgery?" "Why are you family?" "Not yet, we're only engaged," Vicky answered. "He's been in surgery for about 20 minutes so far. They need to close up several bleeders that were tore open. After that, he is going to need several units of blood and plasma to make up for what he's lost." "When will we be able to see him?" "In about 2 hours. If you want, you can wait in the waiting area or visit the cafeteria or gift shop to help the time pass." Vicky turned to Cindy. "Should we wait or go get something to eat?" Cindy smiled. "Let's check out the gift shop." "Dad, is it all right for us to go find the gift shop?" Vicky asked. "Sure, we'll wait here for you," Vicky's father said. "Thanks, Dad." The two headed off down the corridor to the elevator. The two exited the elevator and set off down the hall for the gift shop. "Now let's see what we can get our baby," Vicky said. They wandered around the gift shop looking at the items. They chose Rugrats Get Well balloon, and a stuffed teddy bear. Next they went to the cafeteria and got some ice cream. They took their time in eating, but spoke very little, both being anxious enough with not knowing Zachary's fate. The two wandered around for about an hour before they returned to the waiting area. Upon seeing the girls return, Vicky's father said, "Zachary is being moved to a room on the 4th floor, we can meet him up there." Taking the elevator, they found Zachary's room with ease. Lying in the bed, his eye closed, his diapers visible, and an 4 started in each arm. The two approached with caution. Zachary's eyes opened and he said in a whispery voice, "Hello, ladies." The two went to him. "How's my baby?" Vicky said. "We got you some presents," Cindy said, showing him the balloon and giving him the teddy. "So Zach, when do they plan to release you?" Vicky's dad asked. "I don't know, the doctor is still pretty mad that I completely undid her handiwork in only 1 week's time. Right now she has me on bed rest, so until her orders change." "You're stuck here," Edna commented. "Exactly," Zachary said. Vicky's father then asked Zachary, "So when did you and Vicky become engaged?" "I don't know, but I'm sure Vicky will explain later." "Hey," Vicky said, "I have an idea. Do you think your doctor would release you into our care?" "I would if you'd really feel you can handle him," said an older woman who entered the room. She was wearing surgical scrubs and introduced herself. "I'm Dr. Kelly Vasquez. If you feel that you can handle him without him getting further injury, I will release him to you in 2 days." The 24th of September 1999. 2 days after being admitted, he shakily walked out of the hospital into the caring hands of Vicky and Cindy. "Zachary, I'll be seeing you in about 8 days, then I'll re-examine your wounds and decide if it's safe to take out your sutures." The doctor turned to the girls and smiled, saying, "Good luck." They brought Zachary home to Vicky's place, where they had expanded the Lord's bedroom into a nursery just for him. Vicky and Cindy had added bars to the side of the canopy bed, making it a giant crib. The girls wasted no time in laying him down and dressing him in baby clothes they had worked to make for him. Zachary was far too exhausted to resist and quietly went along with the girls. The 25th of September 1999. The first nights out of the hospital, Zachary slept clean trough. That morning he was awoke by Vicky, removing his diapers. First she stated to clean him up. Once that was done, she undid her own diapers and mounted him. The two continued having sex for almost half an hour until they were both spent. Cindy watched from the door as the two played. She entered just after Vicky replaced her diaper. Cindy recleaned and diapered him. "So Zachary, how was your first night out of the hospital?" "It sure was nice to sleep without having someone poke or prod me every couple hours," Zachary commented to Cindy and Vicky as she re-entered the room. The two now helped him into the kitchen so he could have breakfast. They fed him toddler style, allowing him to use a spoon, and they made him wear a baby bib. "This feels silly," Zachary complained. Vicky said, "We told the doctor that we would be taking total care of you for the next 8 days. Then she will take the stitches out. She's making a house call just for you. Since it looks like you're done, take this." She gave him a pill for pain. "Now if you would like, you can join the rest of us babies in the den. There you can watch the TV and have your bottle." Vicky helped him to his feet and removed the bib. Next she helped him to the den to join Cindy and Vicky. The three sat on the fur rug near the fireplace drinking their bottle as they watched the morning cartoons. As they watched TV, Agamemnon and Dust Bunny spent their time in chasing each other around the den. "Zachary," Vicky asked. "What?" he replied. "Last night while I slept, I had a strange dream. It was like I was looking at the world through Dust Bunny's eyes." "Really?" Zachary sat up more on the couch and took the bottle out of his mouth. "Yes, I could see the house as what Dust Bunny saw as he explored the house at night. Maybe Dust Bunny is more than just a pet. He could be a familiar," Zachary replied. "What's a familiar?" asked Cindy. "A familiar is an animal that is drawn to a witch, sorcerer, or mage. There is a psychic bond between them. As one sees and feels the animal and the person can see and feel." "So how can we tell if Dust Bunny is my familiar?" Vicky asked. "Tomorrow night when the cats explore, relax and let the images flow. In the morning you should have a better understanding of what and where the cats explore. We can look there to see if they were there the night before." "That sounds simple enough, but how will we know for sure?" Vicky pressed. "We won't, only you will know, right Zach?" Cindy asked. "That's right," Zachary confirmed. "Now babies, our bottles are gone, my pants are squishy, I don't know about you two." "What are we going to do today?" Zachary asked the two girls. "Well, we could bring up some more of the boxes from downstairs. They all need to be gone through, since we have not real idea what is in them." Vicky then got up and said, "All in favor say aye." Zachary said, "Ear." Cindy said, "Nose." Vicky smiled and said, "Close enough." The two girls set off down the stair, allowing Zachary and the cat to sit in the ballroom and go through the box they brought up. The first two boxes were quite battered, the cardboard water-stained in several places. Slowly they opened the box, fearing that it might fall into dust. Inside they found several old books on anatomy, physiology, and medicine from the 1800s. Each one has the same name inside: Robert Stuart Macbeth, Major, Surgeon, and 5th Army of Maine. As they removed more and more books, they came to a wooden box. The wood on the outside was badly damaged by water and age. On the front was a small lock. Vicky quickly opened it with one of the keys from the ring. Inside the box was a complete set of surgical instruments from the Civil War. All were remarkably very well preserved. In the bottom of the box was a piece of glass wrapped in a moth-eaten wool cloak, inside smaller box. Cindy picked up the glass. Why would someone go through all the trouble to save a piece of dirty glass? "Let me take a look at that glass," Vicky said. She held the glass up to the light and looked at it carefully. As she did, she began to see images in the glass itself. "Zachary," Vicky asked, "you're a historian, what am I looking at?" Zachary carefully took the pane of glass from Vicky. "This is a photographic negative from the Civil War. Possible shot by Brady himself, in his travels." Rewrapping it, he gently placed it aside. As Vicky bent over to check that everything was out the box, Zachary felt her diapered bottom. Oh, looks like baby still has the runs. Vicky turned, slapping his hand. Naughty baby, she said. Why am I naughty? You're the one who should be changed. Unless you like having diaper rash, Zachary teased. Cindy walked over to Vicky instead of look down the back like she always did. She pulled open her diaper at the inside of the leg. Vicky's mess began to ooze out of the diaper into the plastic pants. Cindy said in a very stern maternal fashion, Vicky, you will march right into the laundry room and I will change you there. Turning to Zachary, she felt the crotch of his diapers. You're not any cleaner, she scolded, so off with you too. As the two girls headed toward the laundry room to the makeshift changing station, Zachary followed behind. When they stopped to enter, Zachary squashed the back of Cindy's diapers, causing her diaper to leak and her mess to go up her back and soil her t-shirt. My, he said, this mommy should be changed too. I should spanking the both of you for not changing after breakfast, Zachary scolded. Good, Vicky said, then we get to spank you too, for not telling us you're messy as well. You'll go first, Zachary said. Each girl lay on the changing pad, and Zachary with the help of the other cleaned up and re-diapered the other. Next the ladies did Zachary. Before he could get up, the two quickly had him turned over and began to spank him. It wasn't hard, but more in play. Each gave him 10 swats apiece on his diapered bottom. Once they were done, each girl lay over his lap and he gave each girl 20 swats as well. The three giggled so much that by the time they left the room they were soaked again, and Vicky was heavily soiled from her diarrhea. Let's go change again upstairs, Vicky suggested with a mischievous grin. The two ladies helped Zachary up the stair to the crib. Vicky was the first changed. Once she was cleaned up, Cindy held her down as Zachary teased her breast and clit to orgasm. As she orgasmed, she pee and pooped all over the changing pad she was on. As she lay there exhausted, she was cleaned and diapered. Cindy was the next to enjoy this new game, loving it as much as Vicky does. Since she hadn't made a mess yet, the two laid Zachary down and began to play with him. As Vicky played with his penis, Zachary played with Cindy, bring her to another orgasm. Afterwards, Vicky cleaned Zachary with the baby wipes and put a clean diaper on him and Cindy. Feeling tired from their playtime, they all took an afternoon nap in the big crib. Vicky awoke first from their nap. She quickly awoke Zachary and Cindy. We gotta go downstairs. Why? Said Cindy, yawning. What's down there? You'll see in a minute. Zachary, get up, you'll wanna see this too. Let's change first. I do not think it's a good idea to have diapers leaking all over the house. Zachary got to his knees. Okay, who's first? Cindy lay down and said, me. Zachary quickly changed Cindy. It took a while longer to change Vicky with the way her stomach was acting. Both the girls changed Zachary last. That being done, they quickly walked down the stair to the ballroom. Vicky then asked, Cindy, I want you to help me bring up a trunk. It's not that big. Cindy agreed, and soon the two found themselves in the basement carrying up a suitcase-sized chest. They set it down in the ballroom. Vicky directed everyone to look in the hole in the side. So, Cindy said, it's a hole. The chest contains money. Dust Bunny showed me that, while he explored. There's only one way to settle this, Zachary spoke, open the damn chest. Using a key from one of the key chains, Vicky quickly opened the chest. She pushed back the lid, and indeed there was money. The currency ranged from coins to bills, some from the US, but most of it from foreign lands, all of it very old. It must have taken whoever collected this years to amass this pile of assorted wealth, Zachary said. But who would go through all the trouble, Cindy said. Possible a madman who thought that he might be on the run. Daniel? Cindy questioned. It almost makes sense in a bizarre sort of way. The rest of the day was uneventful. They spent most of the day looking at the money and trying to determine from where it had come. Vicky again awoke everyone. Zachary, wake up. What? He sleepily said. I've had another vision from Dust Bunny. So go back to sleep, we'll check it out tomorrow. Zachary turned over and again tried to sleep.